I want to give you guys a tour of my Egypt. And I call it my Egypt because God has delivered me into the promised land. So no longer am I on death row, but I am in the land of the living. I've been singing all my life. My grandmother, she took us to church every Sunday and she raised us in church. So I've always sang. I grew up in the children's choir and I sang in the choir at school. And so my whole life I've always sang. Something told me it was all right. Yeah, yeah. When I saw you and her talking. Over the past year, I've had the awesome opportunity of meeting a lot of people and being able to sing music all around the world and just give the world a piece of Panda pie. It's definitely an opportunity that has been given to me because my life was not always peaches and cream. I was born in prison, but my grandmother, she came and got me when I was 3 days old and she raised me. And by the time I was 13 years old, I was already into drugs and having a promiscuous lifestyle with older men and drinking and just fighting and hanging out with the wrong crowd. And, that lifestyle right there led me from juvenile to jail to prison and several times. And so by the time I was 17 years old, I had already met my children's father and he was doing drugs. So I started doing drugs with him. And ended up, he went to prison. And after he went to prison, I continued my drug addiction and I ended up prostituting and then I was raped. And when I was raped, I had a gun pulled to my head twice and both times the trigger was pulled. The gun didn't go off and I know that it was God. With the reflection in the glass that I held to my lips now, baby. This is where I began my strip all the time. And I would walk and look back and hopefully when somebody drove by, they picked me up. There's a curb up here where all the crack addicts we used to sit. But back in the day, it was never dry like this, not even in the broad daylight. There were women everywhere. And if you rode through here and you looked like you might have some money, it don't even matter if you didn't look like you had some money. We were gonna try to flag you down. There was just a lifestyle of hell, I was so near death so many times, doing drugs, finding people dead that I did drugs with. I mean, it was a crazy life out there. And I thank God for the day that one young man walked up to me and gave me a flyer and he told me about a Christian rehabilitation home that they had. God did a major transformation in my life. It's like immediately he delivered me from the drugs and the alcohol, growing up without a father and never having anyone to tell me that I was beautiful and being bullied when I was young about my looks and appearance and stuff. I never ever went back to drugs. From the day I left drugs alone, that was it for me. I'm not gonna, that's it. I just threw myself into work and I worked 2 jobs to make sure that my kids had I could provide for them decently. And I wanted to see both of them get through high school and get through college. And I'm glad to say that my daughter is a college graduate. My son is 2.5 years in. He has a 1.5 years before he graduates. Neither of my kids have been on drugs before. I've never had to go to the jailhouse to get either of them before. And God is allowing me, after my horrible past, to see my dreams come true. I have no reason to be, sad about things that I can't change. So, I just try to make the best of every day. I know you want to leave me. I just want to thank God for all of my fandas again. Big things are in store, so I just want all my fans to keep up with me and, just pray for me. Get on the team. because we're gonna have some fun. The best is yet to come. And there's my crazy life, you guys. My Mi Vida Loco.